Hello guys, it's Nikki here and I'm in Chengdu right now. As you can see, there's a giant statue of Panda hanging behind me. And today I want to talk about what is Chengdu and why is it my favorite city in China. So when people talk about Chengdu, their first impression is probably Panda, Hotpot, parks, nightlife, and more Panda. All these things are just a small fraction of Chengdu. It's got a lot of titles. For example, it tops China's new first-tier cities in business attractiveness. And it's rated the most livable city in China. Before I dive into the entertaining aspects such as the vivid nightlife, aromatic Sichuan cuisine, and so much more that some of you have probably heard of if you have watched my friend Naomi's channel, I want to introduce Chengdu first with its history. But don't worry, I'll make sure it's short and interesting, so you won't relate me with your history teacher. The city of Chengdu has a history of more than 2,300 years. So when the first Shu Emperor built its capital here, the name and location of Chengdu have not changed once. Ancient people prefer to live here because its geographic location. Look at this map. The Dente area is the Sichuan Basin, a lowland region in southwestern China, surrounded by mountains on all sides and is drained by the upper Yangtze River. And Chengdu is right at the center of this whole. Chengdu has another ancient nickname, which is called Tianfu, literally means heaven state. There is a mother river in the Chengdu plain, the Minjiang River. Its water irrigates the land, but it was also the cause of frequent floods in ancient times. So the superior natural conditions were not always ideal for the ancients. So now I want to show you guys ancient wisdom. Dujiangyan is a water system originally constructed around 256 BC. It's an irrigation and flood control project which is still in use today. Before the system was built, the influx of the water would overwhelm the banks of the river and destroy villages and crops when the water reached flatland. So this guy, Li Bing, the governor of Qing State, solved this issue by building a diversion embankment and an artificial levee in and along the river. It's okay, I know you probably don't have any clue of what I just said, so let me draw it out and you'll understand in 10 seconds. This is the Minjiang River. Li Bing asked workers to throw in lots and lots and lots of bamboo cages filled with pebbles in the middle of the river to construct an artificial embankment. Now you have the inner and the outer river. So basically, the inner river is deep and narrow, which can store more water to flow to Chengdu during the low rainfall season. The outer river, however, is wild and shallower. It helps to drain the water during flood season. Combining with other structures, this water system is now distributing to 7 cities and 37 counties. There's more details in the Dujiangyan project, but I'll stop here because this is a shallow video. So it's no wonder that Chengdu has deeply rooted cultures and historical heritages. Right, hi, it's me again, Nikki. And I want to talk about the second thing I love about Chengdu and why I'm here. Home to a very famous Chinese poet whose face is literally printing on all the Chinese textbooks. This guy.
两只黄鹂鸣翠柳，一行白鹭上青天。窗含西岭千秋雪，门泊东吴万里船。
Anyway, that proves that this poet is literally very famous in China. Everybody knows about him. And if you love Chinese literature, you have to know this person. Right, the second thing I love about Chengdu is culture and its inclusiveness. The people here are very, well, if you have watched Naomi's video, in one of her episodes she talked about the LGBTQ community in Chengdu, and the guest in her video talked about how Chengdunese are very accepting, tolerating, and welcoming. They're open to new ideas and they won't judge you. That's the thing. And this inclusiveness is not a new thing. There are thousands of years of cultural accumulation, cultural fusion, and cultural collision behind it. So it is also the starting point of the Southern Silk Road and the ancient Tea-Horse Road connecting Asia and Europe. So it witnesses and went through the exchange between Chinese and Western civilizations. And you can see a lot of Western street cultures booming in Chengdu. For example, like Sorry, I can't break this. Chengdu has a lot of famous rappers in China, such as Higher Brothers, CDC. I mean, on this land, you're just inspired to create, to inherit this Shu culture. And I said it earlier in part 1 about how Chengdu is a very important birthplace to Chinese civilization. Chengdu gave birth to many great Chinese poets. And this guy, Du Fu, he came here around 1,000 years ago. Basically, he found a place to live in Chengdu, which was here.
Hello.
Look at the views, look at the bamboo forest. How could you not have inspirations living in this environment? And there are a lot of other monuments, memorial halls in Chengdu like this one. So the continuous cultural accumulation have made the city more understanding, inclusive, prosperous, and diverse. Okay, so done talking so much history, I think it's time for me to tell you guys why I can come to Chengdu like 10 times a year and still not sick and tired of it. Because of its abundance and prosperity. And I'm currently sitting in Tianfu area of Chengdu. Right, there's a district named Tianfu here. Why? Because Chengdu is committed to develop the Tianfu culture, leading to a creative, friendly, and tolerant environment that attracts businesses and talents to here. In Chengdu's 2018 action plan, it wanted to construct a center of creativity and culture by 2022. And where we are now? 2022. So in the older area of the city, you can feel the touch of the culture. And in the new ones like this, Tianfu Xinchu, there are just so many modern opportunities and constructions for people to explore. Museums, libraries, art galleries, and sports centers, fashion districts, commercial centers. I mean, like, there's a 100 kilometers bicycle trail inside the city. And there are just so many new facilities for the benefits of the people in Chengdu. So basically, new and old, there are both. And the old ones are pretty much well reserved. Not to mention that I can just walk into any of the random restaurants on the street, like the small ones, even the ones that with no logo, no name. I can still have the best authentic taste of the Sichuan cuisine. And all the bars and venues I can go to for a fun Saturday weekend night. And the most important thing is that the people in Chengdu are just so genuine, friendly, and open.
Chengdu. Chengdu.
Anyway, I hope my video gives you a small glimpse of Chengdu. You really have to physically be here to experience it yourself. If you like this episode, remember to give me a like and maybe a subscribe. Bye bye.